right, here's part 2. So after quitting Pizza Hell, I decided to work for Subway. Now, I don't care that I didn't change the name of this place because they really don't deserve it. So I started working at Subway and the job was pretty easy. But it was still a horrible ass job. The first week I told myself, yeah, this job's so much easier than Pizza Hell. Then after a week of training, I started to see that this place sucks ass too. Now let me get some good things out about this job. All the people there were amazing, except for management. One of the people that I worked with a lot was the guy by the name of, let's call him Corden. Corden was a cool dude. We would always have a good shift whenever we would work together. We would smoke weed in the freezer. We would make some good looking sandwiches. We would even get the spray bottle and spray inside the oven and hear a little sizzle sound. We were basically the Rock and Kevin Hart of Subway. Another thing I liked about Subway was I was not rushing as much as I did at the Pizza Hell. And that's where all my positives end. The customers were hit and miss. You would get some amazing people that walk in, and then you would get a bunch of Karens. One time there was a Karen that walked in and she got pissed off that I put sauce on top of the sandwich instead of on the bottom with the meats. Which either way, the sauce would still meet in the middle.
Oh, come on. Why the fuck are you putting the sauce on the top and not putting it on the bottom?
Ma'am, either way, it'll still be on the bottom.
I don't care what you have to say. Put it on the bottom.
I know I already said this story, but there was a guy that walked in and he called me a racist. So this guy orders a cold cut combo and I start making the sandwich. But at this time, for some reason, the cold cut combo was separated. It used to be in combos to where you're able to just plop it on the sandwich and that would be it. But this time you actually had to pick the meats. And nobody told me what was on the cold cut combo. I thought it was all just salami. So I'm making this guy's sandwich and he tells me,
I want ham.
yeah, I can, but just to let you know, it is going to cost extra. Is that okay?
No, I want ham.
Yeah, no, I know, but adding ham will cost extra. Is that okay? Now, when he was telling me he wanted ham, I thought he meant the ham that is separate from the cold cut combo. He's yelling at me and I'm yelling at him. And then he yells at me and tells me,
You are a racist.
how the fuck am I racist?
Because you won't give me ham.
And then he walked out of the store and I thought that was that. But then he came back inside and he asked,
I want your manager's number.
first off, I didn't know what to do in this situation. I've never been in this situation, and this is the first time I'm having to deal with it. So I gave him my manager's number. Also, before this, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to give out the manager's number. Also, I was never told on what to do in this situation. But he walks up to me and he tells me, talk to your manager. I talked to my manager for a little bit and she didn't do jack shit. So I give him the phone back. Then the customer goes,
I'm never coming back here again.
and storms off. The next day, the manager tells me,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write you up for giving my number out.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do in this situation and y'all have never trained me on this. And then I convinced her not to write me up. But that wasn't the only thing that made me hate my job. The other thing that made me hate my job was management. Now again, this was one of the worst managements I've ever had in fast food. She was so money hungry to the point she wouldn't even allow me to have coworkers to help me close. Now, if we didn't get busy at night, I would totally understand. But we would always get busy close to closing. And I would have so much shit to do before I had to leave. And I only had 30 minutes to leave. And then if we didn't leave after 30 minutes closing, then I would get written up, which was such bullshit. But the breaking point was when someone was stealing from the cash register, and they wanted everyone to pay that back. One of my coworkers said,
Management knows who it is, but they want them to come clean.
and that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh yeah, because they're just gonna come clean.
I'll just come clean. I stole the money. I stole it at a cash register.
So I quit instantly and never went back. Until I started working at Subway again. And then Subway was inside a hospital. I thought it would be a better manager, and it really wasn't. Just like the last manager, he wasn't there either. And then if someone called off, he would call everyone to see who can cover for them. It got to the point where I would stop picking up his calls because it would just be every single day asking if I can cover for them. So one day when I was sitting on the couch, I was looking through my schedule to see when I was working, and it turns out I'm not working at all. My name's not even on the schedule anymore. So I call my manager and I tell him why I am not scheduled.
Well, you weren't picking up my calls, so I thought you just didn't want the job anymore.
I'm ignoring your calls because all you call about is covering someone. And I don't even cover these people. I'm on my days off. But yeah, I still go in and bust my ass even though I don't pick up your calls. So how does that mean I do not want to work at Subway anymore? And then my mom hears me on the couch and she decides to get on the phone and talk to him. And she basically put him in his place. And then he says,
Well, I'm done dealing with this, so y'all have a good one.
And hangs up. Now, that was the last time I worked for Subway. Now, after working 3 fast food jobs, you would think that I would go into retail or something different, but you would be wrong.